So here's the other half of this tremendous residence now. It feels like a home, not an apartment. This was the original entrance, which had, and we'll cut in some of the befores, where it was all closets and closets. And since the client's work is broadcasting online or streaming online, it's become his office. And so with a great bold combination of, again, our herringbone floor with the detail that kind of gives us an accent to tie, an integration between the two apartments, starting with this area. And this will be probably not, other than moving in, this won't be an access point. They'll put some sort of wall hanging over the door, so that we have a better use of space, because he'll be working from here, and then there'll be built-ins behind this that we're finishing next week. That'll be done because they actually move in on Friday. It's Friday. They'll move in on the 26th next week. So I put custom paneling that ties in all the moldings that we're working with, but specifically because I did a wainscot panel in wood, and the wood detail in oak is also the same color as the wood countertop of this built-in. So I'm tying that in. I'm also including, we have twin, they're not side by side, but we have another pocket door with the brass detail on the interiors. The polished chrome is what's matching the rest of the apartment. But it gives us an ability to shut the world off and have some quiet privacy for his office with some noisy twins running around, which we quite love, and the soft closed doors. So barrel blue, again, the moldings that are tying into the original history. But let's take a look at this bar area, because the inspiration for this was really British and clubs, like proper clubs. I included, and it was kind of funny because I got a lot of pushback, I'm not sure why, from the building architects, but I don't really care. There's a concept about having to have fresh air, typically in kitchens when you have a very high cubic feet a minute removal of air. But I was worried about airflow from the point of it being too stagnant, and so we decided to put in a whisper quiet fan, and that's what's here, that is really exhausting the air and moving the air. So there's enough room underneath the pocket doors so that the air conditioning in this cools off quite nicely, because we're on the first floor. We'll at least bring fresh air in here. So that's one way to move the air out. And the soffit in the powder bath has one duct for this exhaust fan to move the air, and another duct for the bathroom, powder bath, exhaust fan. So I think we've accomplished a couple things here for me. This is also not finished. Obviously, we have to do another coat of paint. Handmade Dugournay Deco Monkey wallpaper here is stunning. So we'll come in and see that. And this is going to continue around, through the bathroom. But we love, love, love the detail, tying in the reeded glass and tying in elements of the apartment so that it's, with just a different finish here for the hardware to tie into what is like a vintage brass on the handles, the appliance handles, and on the taps, and on the faucets. So it's quite lovely. Here we have a cabinet door that's matching the under-counter refrigerator that's sub-zero coming in, they say. We'll see. And there's a custom Palmer Industries I use for custom brass shelving, and unfortunately, you don't often put that on an antique glass mirror. So it cracked, so we have to add the vinyl bumpers. And basically it's suspended from the ceiling, and just the brass rods and fittings attached to the mirror, and then half-inch clear glass floats on each one. So the weight is supported by, we had to basically support it in the ceiling. So we have blocking in the ceiling, but we've already got it all ready to go. So when the glass guy comes in next week, we can pop it back on. I have everything FedEx so we can solve this problem. I just wish Sub-Zero wasn't ridiculous, but it is. All appliances are. This is a Tribble vanity custom made, I guess. I think they knock off antiques, clearly. And so this is what's, I think, quite lovely. This was a kitchen. This whole area was a kitchen. And the before pictures are kind of nutty, so we'll cut those in to help you visualize how difficult this was. We had to do a wall-hung Toto water closet here because there's no plumbing in the floor, so we couldn't cut up the floor. But we have, our 1-inch hex Thassos. This is really, we love this ink. This is Waterworks tile with the trim detail that I thought was particularly great because of the wallpaper that's going to continue around this. So it's going to feel completely different when we see it finished, but I'm just thrilled. The detail that we tied in, I'm sure that we'll probably put in a little half curtain or whatever based when we finally get in there. But we'll now go through what's the rest of the apartment, which is the kind of like it's split in two sections. One side is family room, dining room, master primary. The other side is literally office, bar, wet bar, and then this giant, beautiful formal living room area, if you will, with a TV. And I think they hang out probably a lot in here. Again, all the wired window treatments, and specifically then, the enormity of the space as you start walking around is just tremendous because it's this main area. Once they have, I'm sure a console, I would imagine, and art that we can hang, just gives you the breadth of how you feel like you're in a home in the city, which is just lovely. So again, all the steps that we probably didn't focus on as much in the other side for the family room, I've changed them all. The pictures of before, and that's how we'll handle seeing this. They had the old rails, these old wrought iron railings on each side, and they were very odd. They would either go into one side or the other side. They weren't very well done in that day. But we wanted to tie in crown molding, drop the ceilings, add the recessed lights. We have them on fairly bright, but it gives us a lot of mood lighting that we can work with. My custom built-ins, again, these are different this time because I used an inset inspired English door, and the panels are, picking up the design of the inset door. This is a wall-mounted television system. We have some things that have to be addressed. It looks like I have to polish the top. I can see something that I shouldn't see here on the top. So we'll come back in and do all of our little touch-ups and punch lists later. But the goal was to get this to the point where they could literally move in on the 26th and kids start school after Labor Day. So that gives them time to settle in, which was a lot of drama for me because we were pushing till the very end. But let's take a look now at the back two bedrooms because this is really the guest room and the girls' room. This guest bedroom is a combination of kind of like Charlotte's working area, and we decided to keep this existing built-in because it served the purposes that they have and need to have a guest suite for when her mom's here or in a working. I'm sure they'll put a desk in here so it can be multi-purpose room. We did a new through-the-wall air conditioning and changed the size of the radiator, but I used mine and we'll cut in, again, the same style. This is now with Calicut Nouveau, which is kind of like the reverse graphic of the vanilla noir. So it's like white and black countertops, which is, I think, a lovely, again, contrast that we've seemed to do throughout the apartment, which is bold, but it's lovely. The hall bath here for the girls was all an afterthought. We added this, and when we added this, it was because we wanted to have a Waterworks influence, and we actually changed it to finish to brass because of a lighting boo-boo, so we kept the lighting. We ordered this beautiful Ralph Lauren fixture in brass, and I actually think this is really quite lovely. We have a few touch-ups to do because and we'll have close-ups of this, we use some brass plates which were hard to put in. They don't always work for code for us. And we have you know, the details are a classic Carrera subway tile with, of course, all my design details are the pencils and turning up the vertical base so it looks like it has a finished fitting on the multi-textured hex Carrera floor. We kept the old tub just because, I don't know why, we should have put a new one in, but it's fine, it's a soaking tub. There's a fixed panel and a door that swings on this, so they have to put this in next week and finish the grout on the tile grout. So I'll have a little punch list for them to do when they come back next week. But you know, the cubby was added and it's all new, shut-off valves and everything we needed to get done, and a restoration hardware vanity that I thought worked quite well. And the back last bedroom is the girls' room. Oh, there's a linen closet that has about 5 or 6 shelves that we finished and added here. Again, we love the color choices and the lighting. They went with this is the sulking room pink, Farrow and Ball. Again, the natural, we sanded and removed the stain that was here. They'll do California closets for the closets that aren't finished, that one in particular, but we added the lights that open, you know, with the magnet catch as soon as the relay switch, as soon as you open them, the lights come on. And I think once I can get all the window treatments, the wired window treatments in and the furniture in, when we come back for this part, it'll really be quite lovely. So that'll be the fun part of this series of videos, is that we're going to be able to really see what happens when we can come shoot a large renovation with everything in place and everything done. So we'll be back, well, I don't know, in a couple months, but we'll say ciao for now and see you on the next.